Alright, welcome back. This is episode 4. This time I'm going to add my decorative wrap to my underwrap that I started. And I'm going to use a cross wrap here. I'm going to do 3 down and then 3 up. I'm going to do the on the underside of the cross 3 times for the same color, and then 3 times on the upside of the cross. And I'll show you how I'm going to do that here. So this is the rod that I did for the underwrap. So the CP has done it and has been dried. And I'm going to mark out my spacing on this. I'm going to do it on the 0 axis, which is the top part, and then the 180 axis, which is on the bottom part. On the top part, I'm going to have it set out at 2 centimeters apart for each cross, and I'm going to have the cross go beyond the wrap, so on the underwrap itself, you won't have any of the distortion that occurs when you get close to the end. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mark it out 2 sections past the guide wrap, and then that's where I'm going to start my tape off. So I'll go backwards 1, and I go another one, and then at this point here, that's where I'm going to have the edge of the tape. I'll have this. All right, so then put the next one here, and the next one. So then that ends up with this here. So then I'll have 2 more. Okay. So then I put my tape for each at the ends. Just wrap it around. That end. Do the same thing over here. Now I'm going to start the actual wrap with some just black thread. Start that as the center. And then I'm going to go to a white. I have a Fishhawk 002 size A. Then I'm going to go to a Pro Wrap 822, also size A. And then I'm going to have a Pro Wrap 519 size A, which is a green. So I'm going to go white, gray, green. Do 3 of these, and then 3 of these. So that should give us a 3-color chevron. The black is merely just to be the center of the cross. So I want to position the thread so that it starts off at the. Oh wait, never mind. I can't do that. I got to do the bottom. And the bottom, I'm going to go all up to 3 centimeters because of where the cross goes underneath. I want it to be opposite in between these spots here. I see I already got that one going. So I'm going to spin the rod over. I'm going to mark out the 3 centimeters. One here. So I'm not really lining these up completely at this point. I'm just getting the dots on there, and then what I normally do to try to get the thread actually lined up is I'll just use a piece of paper and then line it up that way, so it's as close as I can get without any, since I don't have any alignment tools or anything like that. So I'm going to get this started here. I want to position it on the cross. I'll just get enough thread so I can bring it back to my tape. And then I'll start the tape off there. trying to get this to work right here. So I'll just start it here so that eventually, okay, so I'll eventually get there. Okay, so we have it so it hits that, and then it hits the next one underneath, and the top one, and just do this until I get to the tape. I'll bring it back one around. I'm going to do a lot of movement here, so this may or may not be right at this point, but we'll see. Now when I get here, I don't tape this off. I just wrap it around twice so that it cinches it to the rod blank. And I can just bring it back. So then I'll cross over here. And just keep going back like I did the other way. And crossing over. And of course, these are not lining up at all, really, so I'll get these fixed here in a minute. Okay, that's our starting point. That's not it. All right. So wrap this around a couple times. Tape it. And cut that off. All right, so I get the burnishing tool. Try to get this to line up a little bit better than what it is, because it's quite off right now. So you can see that they're still not anywhere lined up. And it's slightly better, but it's still not lined up with my dots. I always have issues with this, and I don't know. Still not quite sure why. This one's way off. But what we want to do is when you get these crosses lined up, and they're still not quite where I want them to be. Okay, I mean, that's good enough for now. So let's go back to our 0 point. And then, so I'm gonna go with my 3 under. So I get my white. Get it started underneath the initial black. Fold it over. And we'll take it off here. Turn this off so it doesn't get issues. Now some people, they cut off the thread in sections. I just like to keep it on the spool and then just let it roll through my hand as I'm going through. Alright, so this isn't still quite right where I want it to be. So I'll wrap it around a couple times. Get it to line up through here. And just follow underneath the black that I have. Trying to get as close as I can to the to the thread itself. So I'll go through here and then I'll come back with the next pass. I'll do this several times. And then I'll go from there. Then I'll start off with the next one. Alright, so now I want it to be on the top of the next, of the other cross. So I wrap it around. And I want it to be on top of this other one here. So there you go, that's that way. And when I bring this around, this will be the end of the one pass. So I'm going to do this 2 more times with this color. I'll do the same with the other colors. And then we'll see how it turns out. Alright, so that's considered one pass. But since I'm doing this in three passes per color, I'm just going to run it through and then I'll pack it after I'm done these. So I'll bring it back this way, getting close to the previous white that I had, trying not to overlap it. Alright, so I'm just gonna keep going here, and then I'm gonna pause this, and then I'll restart it back up when I'm getting close to the end. After I'm done, well, yeah, so we'll see. Okay, I'll be back in a little bit. Okay, so finished off the final pass of the white. So now I'm gonna go through is I'm gonna pack the thread. I think best for make sure it's trying to get as close to the black as I can. It's like I didn't do as good as I hoped here. Some of this is off quite a bit. I'll just pack this down as I go along. It's a little bit easier on the rod blanket portion that doesn't actually have the underwrap. So I may have to use my pick to get this part. Let's see. Okay, that's a little bit better. I'm just pushing down as I twist the rod, getting close to that black thread as I can. Alright, this is definitely more difficult than I anticipated. Okay, so I'm just gonna pause this and pack it out, and then I'll come back when I'm ready for the next color, which would be the gray. Alright, so we're back. I finally got the white packed. It took a little bit, but so now we're ready for the gray. I'm gonna do the same thing I did with the white. Start up here. I'm gonna take it off. This time around, I'm gonna try to do a little bit better with the placement of the thread. So it's giving me quite a few issues packing it with the white thread. So I'm gonna start on the bottom part, bottom of the white. I'm gonna do 3 full passes on this. If my tape actually works, because it came off. That's great. Let's try this again. All right. Now we're going underneath the white. Trying to get as close as I can especially with the cross. So that's where the toughest time is to get to ensure that the thread is close. So I'll go through this. This will be my first initial pass. And I come back over in the same area and cross it again and do that 3 times like I did with the white. Get it as close as I can to the white as possible. I don't want to have to pack it nearly as much as I did last time. That was insane. Alright, so now we're gonna come over for this side. I'm not gonna worry about so much over here because this is gonna get cut off. But once I get closer to the underwrap, that's where I really want to get it better. I'm gonna do the same thing here that I did with the white. Once I complete this pass, then I'll give it a pause, and then I'll do the next 2 passes, and then pick it back up when I'm done the packing, so you could see the end result with the gray added to the white. So, and then after that, then I'll go with the green, and finish up the wrap that way. So, see how it goes. Alright. See when the gray's done. Okay, so we're back. Finished up the gray. Just finished tying that off, so now I'm gonna pack that along. Got it a little bit better this time, I think. It's not as separated. This is still a little difficult because it's on top of the underwrap, which I had the CP on it, and I think that's kind of giving me issues in terms of packing it efficiently. So I'm gonna pack this up and then put on the green. You see it's starting to take shape, but it's still not what I had hoped quite yet. I don't know, we'll see how it happens. So I finished packing this up, and you can see that it's starting to look like a chevron. So we'll see what happens, and then start with the green. All right, so I'm back, and we have the gray done. And I'm about to add my green, and see how this one goes. So I'm gonna do the same thing here. 3 passes underneath the gray. I think what I'm gonna end up doing here, after I'm done this green, is I'm gonna do the same thing on the opposite side. So then we'll be going 3 down and 3 under. So we'll see what the end result is after all those. But in terms of this one here, I get my start going, wrap it around, tape it off again. And get this started. So now we're going to be next to the gray, and then try to keep it as close to the gray as I can to minimize the amount of packing needed. So then we'll see how this one turns out. So I'm just getting as close as I possibly can. I'm packing it with my fingertips for now. I think that's a little bit easier sometimes than wait until the end and then packing everything. So then you're trying to push 3 different threads. And that could be a little daunting sometimes. No, okay. Thought I went the wrong way there for a second. So, finish this part up. And this going back sometimes for whatever reason seems to be a lot simpler than going from left to right. So, starting to look a little bit better now. Just getting worried there for a little bit. It's kind of looking a little crappy. Alright, so once I get to this end, I'll pause it again, and then I'll pick it back up when I'm packing up the green thread. So I get it set up here, and then be back a little bit. Okay, so I just finished the 3 passes with the green, and now I'm gonna pack these up here. Same thing, just push them as close as you can to the other threads that are right here. I think I'm still gonna do the same thing, but on the other side of the black, so that I don't have 3 down this way and then 3 down this way of each color. So it'll be like a mirror effect. At least that's what the hope is anyway. So we'll see what happens when I get to that point. But for right now, I'm gonna finish packing this out, and then we'll start on the other side. Okay, so I just finished up the 3 passes of white on the other side of the black. See that I have 3 different threads over here. So I'm gonna pack these out. Now, this will start giving me a different effect when I can get it to work. Yeah, so this is gonna take me a little bit as well to pack these out. I didn't get these nearly as close as I wanted to, so this is definitely gonna take a while. All right, so when I've done this, then you'll see that the white is all packed up here, and it's gonna look a little different than what it is right now. So then I'll come back again after the next round of green. Okay, so I just finished packing up the white. So you see that there's all packed up here. And I'm gonna do my gray. So I'll do it this way, just like I did here. So I'll follow that all through. And then after the gray, then I'll do the green, and then we'll be done. So I'll show you what it looks like when the gray's on. All right, so here's our gray. So we got the gray done. It's time to pack this now. And as you can see, it's starting to take shape here of the chevron. And then I'll pack this up, and then add the last green, and then we'll be done. Alright, so here we are with the final wrap. Green is done. I missed a little packing here yet, but for the most part, this one is completed. So, and then I'm eventually going to put the guide on here. It's going to look like that. That'll be the bottom. I'll probably end up wrapping it off with black as my tie-offs, and then maybe some trim wraps after that. So, want to do that, that'll be the next episode. So, thanks for checking this out, and leave any comments or anything. Let me know what you think, and don't forget to subscribe. All right, thanks. Bye.